this too. Knows about the grind. Yeah, the bubble grind.
Now we have a guy that could probably get in there if you...
It's game day. The Edmonton Oilers hit the road once again. Happy Thursday, Nasties. How you doing? What is love? We'll find out today on the show. Welcome to EST Afternoons here live from the William Huff Studios, the west side of the city. This is EST Afternoons on Edmonton Sports Talk. I'm riding solo. Well, kind of. I got Koob with me. Koob, the producer. It's just us two today. Tomorrow will be just Maddie and Koob as I leave to Mexico. And then next week, it's Matthew Wannick, Joaquin Gage, and Zach Kubusch. How are you doing today? Are you all in on this Masters coverage? I was just sitting there with B Money watching. It's pretty cool. I was not a big golf guy, I gotta say. I was a bit entertained there watching my boy Joaquin Neiman, of course, from Chile. Fun show today coming up here on EST Afternoons. Of course, we're gonna break down that exciting game we saw last night down at Rogers Place. Excellent game by the Edmonton Oilers. Connor McDavid. Whew. What a return at 140. Brian Swane, my old pal, longtime journalist here in the city for Post Media, worked with me at the Elks. He's with Alberta Basketball, does work for Canada West. He'll join me at 140. Quickly becoming one of your favorite segments. We're going to do Zack to the Future today because I won't be in tomorrow. We'll just meet Koob and I, and we'll see how Koob does. I already told him I made it super duper easy.
And you said that last week too. Like, there's no way it's going to be easy.
But you've only failed once, bro.
I almost failed last week. I was at like 50%. What is it, like 7 out of 8 or 8 out of 9 or something? It's a pretty good track run, though.
Hey, but at least you passed. You've only failed once. And I think, well, today, I'll be honest, you're going to have to use your wild card really, really smart. You're going to have to be smart with it.
Okay.
Because there might be some tough ones. Yeah. I did throw some layups in there as well, but that's coming up at 2. Reid Wilkins, the Reed Wilkins. We'll talk about his love of the Calgary Flames and maybe some movie stuff as well. Reed's the best, so he's willing to join me at 2:20. He's done a lot. He's done the Nielsen show. He's done 2 guys in the goal. He's going to join me for 15 to 20 minutes, and then he's doing his show from 3 to 6, and then we'll close it out with This Day in Sports History, and we're also going to give away 2 more hours for Gimme Virtual Golf. I know the Raj is opening on Tuesday, but if you want to get some practice in before that, we're going to have some trivia, so let's be ready for it. Koob, is this awkward for you? That's just you and I?
No, I don't think it's awkward at all. I'm actually excited for it because I get to yap more than I usually do. Like, I yap quite a bit around the office.
If you know Koob and you ask him, if you've met Koob and you ask him a question, you're going to be there for quite a bit because Koob likes to, Koob, you just like to talk. You're good at it, and you're informative and you're funny.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. Yeah. I wouldn't go that far. But
hey, the biggest news of the day: Hernan's back, baby. Beat Dustin Nielsen at Tecmo. Wasn't even close. Destroyed him. What a way to go out on vacation, by beating, according to him, the best player in Tecmo. But it felt good, Koob. I'm not gonna lie.
I know you get hyped. You get too excited sometimes. Like you yelled at the top of your lungs there, and Maddie was like, I don't know if he was in a meeting or something. His door was shut. I was like, Hernan. I
felt kind of bad there,
I bet the boys in the Banya could hear that. Everybody in the building could hear Hernan, his war cries.
Hey, and we got the AC fixed.
Oh, that was fantastic. It was just a breaker too,
but now everybody's cold.
Well, I'd rather be cold than warm.
Maddie had to turn his own little personal heater on in his office. He's got the hoodie on. Max Bezuza says it's like Letterman. Oh, I appreciate that, Max Bezuza, but I don't know about that. Lingus says, what was the score? 17-13, but he scored late, and I just kind of let him walk in there. So he was the Atlanta Falcons. I was the Green Bay Packers. It's a good game. What a way to go out. Slam that thumbs up like always. If you're watching us, hit the thumbs up. Hit us up on the Nasty Chat. Subscribe if you haven't done so as well. If you're Only audio. Just slide on over real quick. Hammer that thumbs up for us. And if you're listening, it's iHeart, TuneIn Radio app, and EdmontonSportsTalk.com. And one last thing. If you missed any part of the show and you want to go back, if you're on Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts, just go to EST Afternoons. And every show here on Edmonton Sports Talk and slam that follow button. We got to get those numbers up. All right, let's get to it. What an exciting game last night. The Edmonton Oilers come away with a 4-3 win. Connor Brown scoring the winner with 21 seconds left. As Tommy and I have been doing a lot of late games lately, we were very happy that game did not go into extra time. So, Connor Brown, you are my favorite today. Connor McDavid, what can you say? What a return for the captain. It's the best he's looked in months. 3 assists, just looked amazing. And, he knew Walman would be out, which we're going to get to as well. They're going to be short. They're going to be 11-5, guys, going into that game. He said, I'm ready in his post-game scrum. He also said, hey, I can only practice and do these turns and tight turns so much before I just got to try it out in the game. And he did not miss a beat. And I know on the pregame show, we brought it up with Tom. Well, I brought it up for the question of the day. Well, how concerned were you that he was maybe being rushed back? And there was a lot, and including myself and Cass, we were pretty nervous. And I know Tommy wasn't. And, I'm glad we were wrong because he looked absolutely outstanding last night. Like I said, 3 assists. He was the player of the game. It's great to have him back. Hopefully Draisaitl back for tomorrow. That'd be great. And then unfortunate news on Jake Walman. I know the broadcast said he was sick, but by all accounts, we know now that he's hurt. He's day-to-day. Hopefully it's nothing too serious because you need him in the playoffs. Other good performances, Paul Colton. Yay, he scored, finally. But good for him. Good for him. Connor Brown comes up big again. And Victor Arvidsson, I'll tell you what, he's finding his groove. He's becoming the player we all thought he would be when he was signed on July 1st. And this is kind of like playoff Arvidsson. He gets in your grill. He's around it. He's been great. My boy Brian Swain sent us the stat last night. The Oilers are 13-0-1. 13-0-1. When Victor Arvidsson scores. So you know what the key in the playoffs is get Victor Arvidsson the puck. Actually, there's 2 guys that are really coming on here, and it's great to see. That's Jeff Skinner. I know he took the misconduct there, but that was brutal. He takes a shot to the head off the faceoff, and then a deliberate grab of the jersey when he's, and listen, he probably doesn't get there to help on the 2-on-1, but you still can't pull the guy by his jersey. So I understand his frustration. It's great to see the passion, but those 2 guys are coming on, people, and it's great to see. And I know they've first 4 or 5 months we were like, "Ooh, what a miss by Mr. Double J here," but they're coming on, and like my partner Joaquin Gage said, Skinner and Arvidsson could be those guys that you need in the playoffs. And we're gonna get to it. Like, I know a lot of people are saying who's gonna come out of a lineup when everybody's healthy. I'll tell you one thing right now: it better not be Jeff Skinner. Koo, did you want to chime in there on Jeff Skinner?
Well, yeah, like it's taken so much time, it feels like, for him to really ramp up to speed, and all the injuries have kind of given him that space to really play the game that was brought here to play. And specifically last night, like seeing that passion, as you alluded to, is fantastic. Even one of those moments, if it was not just, but if he got the hit to the back of the head, I could see him getting upset, but then to double it up and to have 2, it was pretty brutal seeing those. It was not a great non-call. So I didn't really understand the misconduct. I mean, I guess you got to calm down the players or whatnot. But he was getting a little yippy out there.
Probably said some unkind words to the officials. How about defensively? Kudos to the 5 guys. It's tough to play. That St. Louis team's good, man. That first line with Buchnevich was outstanding on the night. But to play with 5 guys, Brett freaking Kulak. This guy's he's showing us a different part of him, right? 29 minutes to lead all defensemen, Koob. Like, that to me is outstanding. They're finding out this year that he can play a lot more minutes. It's going to be huge for the playoffs. Just unreal for those 5 defensemen. Good on them. They did have their moments. I'll be honest. Evan Bouchard last night on the postgame show took a lot of heat, and I didn't understand it. Because listen, and I'm the first one. When Bush is bad like he was against the Ducks, I'm the first one to say it. But last night I didn't understand it because he was pretty good. He made some brilliant passes. I don't think he was terrible defensively. Like I said, the whole team had their moments. Obviously the game was close up until 21 seconds left in the game. But I didn't get the Bouchard hate last night. I thought he was fine. Darnell Nurse was excellent, man. This guy's having a season after what happened last year in the playoffs. Whew, what a complete turnaround, Koob. Darnell Nurse is really coming on. I do want to get to this. Corey Perry, Binnington. I hate the fake tough guy, Koob. I hate it.
Well, it's
and
pretty
one day
easy to be tough when you're in all that gear, right?
And you know that people are not going to come at you or they're going to let you, right? Like, listen, Binnington takes a shot in the head from Perry. I get it, but it was accidental. Comes up, gives him one shot, and then gives him another one. He's lucky the linesman got in. He's lucky someone else grabbed Corey Perry. Like right there. Like, I don't think he means to hit him in the head. It's ridiculous. And then boom, like a shot to the back of the head. That was going to be a penalty. And then boom, jumps on top again. If
you're a skater doing that, you would probably be suspended. No?
Oh, 100%. He's probably kicked out of the game, especially for the shot to the back of the head.
Yeah, he might get the 10-minute misconduct that Jeff Skinner got for just yapping.
And I don't want Calvin Pickard coming to fight him or anyone. You want to do that kind of crap, fake tough guy Jordan Binnington? You're going to have to answer the bell once in a while. And I wish they would have let Corey Perry go. I wish they would have let him go because he does this. Now, he's been better as of late. He's calmed down. But yesterday, I didn't like that. I hate the fake tough guy. You got to answer the bell once in a while when you're doing crap like that. You have to.
No matter like what position you play or what kind of role you are, you got to drop the gloves for sure. And I don't know. Like as a goalie, doing that, and there's been goalies in the past who've
you do it because you don't. Yeah, you do it because you know you don't have to fight. You can act tough.
Protection.
You can act tough
like a rat, yeah.
when the linesman's grabbing you, sure. But get out of here. That's brutal. Penner's Pancake says that is where you needed Mike Smith on the other. That's probably the only guy I would want like another goalie. I wouldn't want.
That's exactly what I thought. Yeah.
I
don't want Picks to drop the glove, right?
No, not Picks is too nice. Megs Bezuzu ain't no such thing as halfway crooks. Damn straight. Dr. Nazi, that wasn't accidental. The worm was doing his thing and I'm all for it. He took jabs at Ben. Okay, sure. But I mean, just the subtle little shot to the head. I agree. He went to the net to disrupt him and all that, but I don't think the shot to the head was deliberate. That's all I'm saying. Has a goalie versus player fight ever happened in the chill? Yeah. Was it Patrick Raw and Ron Hextall fought? Oh, Ron Hextall fought Chris Chelios. I'm pretty sure of that. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Patrick Raw with the Canadians. Ron Hextall with the Flyers. Chelios with the Canadians. I think that's the fight. It's a pretty good fight because Ron Hextall, trust me, he's not Jordan Binnington because he would answer the bell. Ron says, yeah, that is an accidental on Perry's behalf. I was worried about this Benny was going to show up at Four Nations. Ron says Hextall and Parent. Okay. And listen, fair. What I'm saying is, I know he went to the net hard and he knows what he's doing. I'm just saying that little subtle shot to the head, I don't think he meant to do that. Billy Smith from Paulie Deuce. Yeah, Billy Smith fought a lot. Remember when he chopped down, was it Ken Ilson of the
Oilers
in
the back of the legs?
Yeah.
Was that what that was? Oh, yeah. I can imagine taking that double whack, like with a wooden stick too at that point.
Oh,
right?
yeah. He was a wild man though. But oh man, I just want to see someone tune up Binnington when he does that kind of stuff. And I know he's the Canadian hero. He was awesome at the Four Nations, especially in overtime. But when you pull that crap, and listen, I'm not here. Corey Perry doesn't need anyone to defend him. Remember Radko Gudas with the good old chicken wing? If Perry did that here in Edmonton, we'd be praising him. Yeah. And I like that he's a worm, and I like that he answers the bell. But for me, that stuff by Jordan Binnington, I do not like, man. Just stay in your crease.
They get protected so much, goaltenders, right? And they should. Like, they're very important. They're fighting a lot. They got to battle for their space. But at that point, like, you got to drop the gloves or do something. You got to stand up and really answer to the bell, which you say. And with a goalie like Binnington, I loved how the Oilers really got in his face. They did that all night.
Yeah.
And to get under his skin like that, the worm, to dig through, that's exactly what you want to see. And that was, I think, a big reason why they even, they had the chance there. Of course, McDavid's brilliance too.
And good point there. Did you notice, Oiler fans, everybody watching right now and listening, where the Oilers got 3 of their goals from? Right there in top of the crease in front of the goaltender. Good things happen when you go to the net. The Oilers sometimes are far too perimeter, but last night they were good. They got the memo, crashed the net, and look at the 3 goals, man. They're almost identical, guys. Almost identical. They just had to kind of slide it by Binnington, and that's what you want to see heading into the playoffs. You know what I'm intrigued by, Koob? Dusty put up a poll. Who should be game one starter? Pickard or Skinner? I thought it was going to be a landslide for Pickard. I truly did. It was actually 50-something% for Stuart Skinner, Koob.
Well, it's a guy that, you want to put your trust in the entire time, and he hasn't really shown those great of numbers. And with Calvin Pickard's run as of recent, you would maybe think that the tides would change that way.
Yeah.
But Stuart Skinner is supposed to be your starting goalie. You should want to rely on him and put him in net for game 83. I agree with that. It is kind of flip of the coin, but really no matter what happens, if he sees one, maybe two games, however many games he sees down the stretch here before playoffs, you should roll with Stuart Skinner entering game one, no?
Listen, I think on the post-game show, Cass, Tommy, listen, Pickard's pushing. Pickard's stating his case. He's been excellent for the Oilers this year. He has. We were worried about if he can play as the number one guy while Skinner's been out hurt. He has, and he's answered it. But if Calvin Pickard started game one of the playoffs, you won't hear a peep from me. I'll be like, sure, fine. He's outplayed Skinner this year. Now, I don't think for a second Oilers management or the coaches are going to let that happen because Stuart Skinner is their number one. And listen, he hasn't been good enough this year. He needs to be better. There's rumors that he could be ready to go by tomorrow. And I don't know if that's in the starter position or as the backup, but he is going to get some games in here. I still think it's going to be Stuart Skinner. And I think Maddie made the point. You start Stuart Skinner because if he falters, Coop, it's easier to go to Pickard. Mm-hmm. Because if you start Pickard, then you got a fragile goalie waiting, and say Pickard falters, then you go to a fragile goalie, say he falters, then you got to go back to Calvin Pickard. So
you're juggling a lot there.
Yeah. That's why I think it's going to be Stuart Skinner. Dude, am I sitting here saying he's playing great and he's been fantastic? No, I am not saying that. Has Calvin Pickard earned the right to be in the conversation? 100% he has.
Yeah, I wouldn't argue that fact either. Like if they decided really whichever goalie, yeah, but it would be the smart move as a coach and in management to just go with Stuart Skinner because you don't want to like take the heat, I guess. Like if he does falter, it's much easier to go to your backup and the confidence there too. Like, right? If you do start Stuart Skinner in that game one, it's like, well, what is Stuart Skinner thinking? If he does get game two or however, if Pickard falters in that game, and then it's like, well, they didn't want me to start in the series. I don't know if that goes in the head of Stuart Skinner. It probably will. Like it would.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No. Sully and Deaky Sparks. Ray Emery saying that he fought as well. He was. I don't know if he fought a player though. Ooh, he might have because he was a wild man too. Rest in peace, Ray Emery. And Deaky Sparks says, why should Skinner be the starter? The Oilers goalie for life. Skinner's been mediocre all season and his numbers aren't great. How much would you pay Skinner when he's up for contract? I'd run the hot goalie, which is Pickard. I mean, it's a good argument, Deaky Sparks, but Skinner is your number one. And you're going to give him the first chance at it because he can totally redeem himself in the playoffs, like a lot of players on the Edmonton Oilers team that haven't had good seasons. And I know a lot of people are going to say, well, he had nothing to do with last year's Stanley Cup run. That's false. It is. He struggled in Vancouver, but he was great against Dallas. He struggled a bit early on against the Panthers. I mean, he was part of the reason, sure, many reasons why they got back in that series. So, Skinner can do it. And like I said, whoever starts game 83, I think I'll be okay with. I'll understand why it's Pickard if he is the guy. I would understand why they go back to Skinner. I mean, if one falters, at least you got a solid backup plan because, like, if Skinner falters, Pickard's been excellent.
Well, and you go back to that series, like, against the Canucks from last year, right? Where Pickard took over for what? It was game 3 or game 4. He took over for those couple games. He stood in. You know what you're getting from Calvin Pickard, and really, I think Stuart Skinner throughout the season has had those ups and downs where you couldn't really look at him and say, you know what? We know what you're going to do. We know how you're going to perform. But with Pickard, you can say that. He has been that reliable guy, no matter what.
He's shown it in the past. We can't live in the past, though, and I understand that. Ray Emery fought Andrew Peters from Gord. Yes. Like, he fought like Coop. Like, Ray Emery was a goalie. Peters was a tough guy, like one of the toughest guys in the league, and he fought him. So I remember that now. That was great. All right, we got to get to a break. We'll continue to talk Oilers. We'll go around the NHL, talk some Jays. We'll update you on the Masters and all that. Keep slamming that thumbs up. The River Korean Box is presented by the River Korea Resort and Casino, home of Tap 25 Restaurant, where the entire menu is 50% off 7 days a week from 2 to 5 p.m. Coming up, 1:40, Brian Swain. 2 o'clock, Zack to the Future. 2:20, the Reid Wilkins Show. At one point in the show, we're going to give away 2 more hours to Gimme Virtual Golf. It's going to be a trivia question. You'll have to text that in to the River Cree inbox. We're back after the break. Here's our guy, Koob, with your sports update.
Tied for first in NHL scoring, Colorado superstar Nathan McKinnon will sit out against the Canucks to rest an undisclosed injury. There's 9 other games around the league. Winnipeg visits Dallas. The Panthers battle the Red Wings, while the Rangers and Islanders face off on Long Island. Chris Bassett takes the mound for the Jays as they look to sweep the Red Sox in Game 4 of their set. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. gets the day off for Toronto, with Anthony Santander moving to the designated hitter spot. Right now, there's 4 games live. Guardians lead the White Sox 6-1 in the top of the 8th inning, while the Angels hold the Rays 11-1 in the top of the 9th. In the association, there's 5 games, including the Pelicans meeting the Bucks, New Orleans hitting the court in Milwaukee, while the Hawks tip off with the Nets. And first round of the Masters is well underway at Augusta. Canadian Corey Connors is in a 3-way tie for second spot at 4 under at the end of his day. And through 10 holes, England's Justin Rose holds first place at 6 under par. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated since 1993. They're more than just plywood. They offer everything from doors and flooring to decking, fencing, and custom millwork. Windsor Plywood Leduc. They're the experts you need to know. More Oilers chat and whatever else comes our way on the other side of the break. I'm Zach Koob Kubusch, and you're up to date.
Get your fix every single game with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Whether it's breaking down the starting lineup, predicting key matchups, or diving deep into the game's biggest moments, Tom and Hernan are here to give you the best insight and analysis in the city. After the final horn, get the breakdown of every key moment, performance, and player reactions. It's your one-stop shop for all things game day. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Craving a late night snack? Hit the Banquet for our new late night happy hour. Sunday to Thursday, 9 p.m. till close. Try favorites like sweet and spicy lettuce wraps or our Banquet burger and fries. All at happy hour prices. The Banquet. Get real. Play hard.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
Love is in the air. I love you. And you? And you? And you? Why choose between your beloved items? Sentinel Storage, keeping your treasures safe to be loved again. Try 4 weeks free. Details at sentinelstorage.ca.
$125. Welcome back to EST Afternoons. Zach Koob, Hernan Salas here with you. It's going to be a fun show. My last day before a nice little vacation. Tomorrow will be Iwanek and Coop. Sure, you get them to 100 thumbs up. We haven't hit it once this. I'm not even going to go there. It's all good.
Hey, you're going to be on vacation. It shouldn't bother you, eh?
Yeah.
So,
and Koob, you're doing pre and post with Tommy?
Yes, I will
Nice,
be for
nice.
I think 4 of the games or whatever. There's a back-to-back coming up as well. It'll be a good time. I haven't done that since it feels like last season or something like that. I filled in a few times, like even when I was on practicum or whatever. Maybe I've done it once or twice, but to do it over a stretch of time like that, it'll be good to be back with Tommy, Cass, and whoever else.
Yeah, and Trev's off today, starting tomorrow too as well, same as me. So B Money will be producing the morning show. Whew. Chris says, where's Gager? He was forced to take a week off. He had to use some vacation days. That's why Gager's just at home chilling, doing his financials.
Doing his things. He's catching up on some other stuff.
Getting ready for the F1 race this weekend.
Yeah. Probably doing a lot of studying for that. And good thing that means there's hopefully no Gager questions today on Zach to the Future. Because
there is not.
Okay, because I always mess those up. I feel so bad every
I think
time
I'm tapped out with Gager questions. I don't know what else to ask because, I'm sure I can find something. But
like how many career wins or something he has, right?
Sure.
That's another one.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We're live here from the William Huff Studios. Hit us up on the Nasty Chat. Text us on the River Cree inbox. So the Oilers couldn't clinch last night because Calgary, they blew a 3-1 lead with 4 minutes to go. They got scored the second and third goals by the Ducks in 9 seconds, losing overtime. But they still gained that point, which kind of screwed over the Oilers. But with an Oiler win tomorrow, with McDavid back and possibly Leon Draisaitl, I'd bet my money they can clinch tomorrow. What a wild game. No pun intended, between the Wild and Sharks. Eriksson Ek, 4 goals on the night in his return from injury. He's been out for quite a while. Celebrini, first career hat trick. It was just a crazy night in the NHL. But a lot of things are clearing up here. Of course, we just wait for Montreal to clinch and a few of these teams in the West. Tonight, probably the best game on tap is Stars-Jets. That's going to be a doozy. I am worried about the Jets. Okay, let's do this. Of all the division leaders, let's give it to you. And I know who's going to win this, but Washington, Toronto, Winnipeg, and Vegas Golden Knights. Who is most prone to get upset in the first round?
Well, the obvious one every single year is always the Maple Leafs.
It's the Maple Leafs. Okay,
right.
Maybe we'll leave them out because I think that's the default answer almost. But Washington, Winnipeg, and Vegas, who's more likely to get upset here in the first round? And I said it yesterday, and I know we have a lot of big Winnipeg audience. They tune in after the Hush show, and this is I'm not trying to throw shade. I just worry about them. I worry about teams that have nothing go wrong during the season. You know what I mean? Yeah. They've just been on cruise control. Sure, they had a 2 or 3 game losing streak, but I don't know, man. I think Winnipeg, out of those, even Toronto, I know Ottawa could upset the Maple Leafs, probably will, but no one's going to be shocked by that, Coop. No one is. So that's why I'm a little worried about the Winnipeg Jets. And listen, Minnesota's getting healthy. They got Kaprizov back, Eriksson Ek. That's a feisty team as well. So what say you? Who do you think?
That would be a really tough series, for the Jets. And haven't really stood tall in the postseason the last couple of years. Hellebuck's numbers are insane in the regular season. They usually always are, but he's taking that next step. He's up for the heart, man. He could win it. He's almost got my vote, right? I know Leon Draisaitl here is fantastic. I know Leon Draisaitl here is fantastic. He's missing some games, which doesn't
get out.
Okay, it doesn't help his case, right? But Connor Hellebuck is right there, and that team overall is completely lethal. When you harken back to teams who don't really face adversity, it's a Canucks from last season, right? They were right there, Game 7. They did get to the second round. They did. Just barely, but and then they got pushed out after from the Oilers here. But I gotta say, I agree with you. It's Winnipeg Jets.
I'm a little worried, man.
The Capitals are rolling. They got some fire under them. That's the thing, right?
Yeah, I just don't think. I love what Montreal's doing. They're a young team. They got some good vets: Josh Anderson, Patrick Laine, Brendan Gallagher. I get it. They've been playing so hard to get in. Koob, I think they're going to be tapped out by the time the first round comes around. No, they're going to be raring to go in Game 3 at the Bell Center. It's going to be awesome. But I just don't think Washington is going to drop that. The Leafs are better. I love the pick of Brandon Carlo. We'll see if they can get the goaltending to see what kind of impact Brady Tkachuk has. He's still not playing. He's hurt, so hopefully he's back for Game 1. And then I don't see Vegas losing to who do they get? Oh, St. Louis.
Yeah, I don't
maybe.
Don't
Damn.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh.
No. Vegas does Vegas things. They're just that team. You almost don't even pencil them in. You take a marker and write them down for the second round, literally every single year.
And Tony Montana says Jets will lose in the first round. Liquid says Helly always seems overworked. John Carlo, if Jets get past the first, they will lose in the second round. Helly will be dog tired. That's the thing. He plays a lot. And then they're either getting Dallas or Colorado, which is a little unfair the way this is set up. But I don't know, man. I don't think this is a year for the Winnipeg Jets. I don't. And that's, again, I'm not trying to throw shade. Listen, I'm worried about the Oilers too. You can say everybody got mad yesterday at our guest because he took the Kings, but there's something to it.
Well, all their injuries.
But then when you see McDavid yesterday, Koob, it's like they're going to be fine. Because like you have McDavid. He's the best player on the planet. Look what he did yesterday. He hadn't played since March 20th. It looked like he hadn't missed a beat. Like, seriously.
Yeah, for real. Like, I don't disagree. For a second there, I was like, okay, maybe he's taken a little bit to get that extra step. When I saw him yesterday, like, he wasn't pushing it right away. He wasn't kind of forcing it and forcing the drive. He was making those insane passes and plays.
Yeah.
And you know how he is. He's just so shifty in the offensive zone. But I don't think he was putting 110% in that first. And then the game went on. And you're just like, oh, yeah, no, that's the best player in the world. Like, I don't know why I didn't even ever doubt him. I know Leon Draisaitl is playing fantastic, his best career year. And McDavid was on pace for his worst season since his rookie year. He's still going to, he's at 96 or something points.
I think he's at 90.
He's at 90 something. He'll hit 100.
He'll probably hit.
Yeah.
Well, it depends. Like if they clinch Friday, how many more games does McDavid and Draisaitl play? They will probably get the last game of the season off. We'll wait and see on that. Urban Daddy says bye-bye Avs after round one. That's another good question. Who are you taking, Stars or Avs, man? That's going to be a hell of a series. Penner's Pancakes. I do think Jets or Caps will lose in the first round. Interesting. There's always one upset. And then Mex Bezuzu says Vegas doesn't have LTIR Mark Stone this year. And from what I saw from St. Louis last night, I'd be a little bit worried about that team. But there's something about Vegas, man. They just figure it out. They do. And I think the Jets, for me, are the top team of all the division leaders that are probably, and this is just my opinion, I think they're going to be out in the first round. I hope not, because let's say the Oilers can make it and win, they can potentially meet in the conference finals. That would be great for WST and EST. Can you imagine the battles? Dusty versus Huss. We'd all have someone to go up against there, right?
When would be the last time that they played together? Right? Or against each other?
The COVID year.
The
All-Canadian. Right. The Oilers got swept.
Yeah. Like the COVID year, I don't know. It's hard to count that one. I feel it was just so weird that way that it played out. And even when the Oilers played Chicago that one season as well, right?
Well, that was the return to play, and they had to play the play-in. It was the best that was terrible. Don't take us back to those days. The Oilers will be in the playoffs. They will take on the LA Kings. Home ice is not official yet for the LA Kings, but it's getting pretty damn close. And I don't mind the Oilers starting on the road. They might play better. And this team shouldn't be worried about that or anything. They've done it all, man. They've won big game after big game. They've been through tough times a lot. And you know that if you're here from Edmonton. So this team's learned a lot of lessons. I'm not worried if they start at home or on the road. They technically don't play well in game ones, Koob.
Yeah, always. Historically, they're never.
Well, I shouldn't say
putting
they
their
don't
best foot forward, right?
I shouldn't say they don't play well. What I'm saying is they usually drop that game. Gord says, don't forget, guys, Skinner bounced back last year after being put on the bench and bounced back against the Canucks for Game 7 and then forward. Yeah, that's a good point. That's an excellent point. Like, we forget that. And for people that and it's a small group that, Pickard was better than Skinner last year. That's just false. That's just a straight out lie. Sorry. Yeah, he won one game against Vancouver, a big one, but he lost the next one. Skinner was really good last year. Really good. Pickard was not better than Stuart Skinner last year. That's just false. This year, sure, I'll hear the argument. But come on. We got to pump the brakes on, Stuart Skinner needs to be better. We all know that. But I not losing faith just yet. And I know if he starts game one and the Oilers lose in the first round, it's going to be all Stuart Skinner's fault. But what if Pickard starts and they lose anyway? Let me guess. It's the defense fault. It's the team in front of them. Because the Skinner haters, that's the argument. Every time the Oilers lose and Skinner's in net, it's all Skinner. When Pickard loses, it's never Pickard's fault. Never.
And it's like, it's so easy to just blame one person as well. And it very rarely in a hockey game is one person. Sure, there's a save. I know Stuart Skinner, like, he hasn't stepped in there this season and been the guy to steal wins on a frequent basis. He's done it, sure, a handful of times this season, whatever, but sometimes he doesn't make that one save where you go like, oh, come on, Skinner. Come on, man. Like, you have to make that. But every goalie does that.
Yeah.
Every single goalie does that, and he's not having the strongest season.
Hoop, only one team's going to get it right. Only one team. Quick update from the Masters. Justin Rose leads 6 under, 311. Corey Connors, 4 under. He's done for the day. Good for him. My boy Joaquin Neiman, my Chilean, he's even. He was at the top for a bit, but then he fell off. He had a horrible shot. I was watching there with B Money. So, yeah. Is everybody enjoying the Masters? I'm not a big golf guy, so. But I know it's an enormous tournament and people love it. And so we got to update you on everything that's going down there.
Well, yeah, we're all standing around, even here at the EST offices, man. Like, everybody was standing around the TV in the bullpen, and it was like, and now Xander Schauffele steps up to take the shot at the 12th hole or whatever.
Yeah.
You know,
name one game this regular season Skinner stole, please. We'll have to go through all the box scores.
Yeah, I remember that one game in Tuesday, October 17th, was it? It was a windy day.
Who cares?
I don't,
as long as he's good in series 1, round 1. Sorry. Who cares? How many's? Has Pickard stolen a game? Maybe 1 or 2. Remember, Stuart Skinner didn't lose back-to-back games for almost 3 months, people.
Which is fantastic.
That's not a bad goaltender. Oh, and people, but the Oilers outscored. Well, then there's just no argument anymore. Like, he hasn't been at his best, not even close. But he has won games. He has played well in certain games. I think there was a 1-0 game there somewhere. Can't remember. But
was
like,
that Vegas
I just
or something. No, I don't.
I think it was the Kings.
There was a 1-0 game where he stood out.
Yeah,
sure.
Max Bezuzu shutout against the Kings. There you have it.
Aha. There's the game.
There you have it. Paulie D says goalies are easy targets for people that lack hockey knowledge. No, listen, it's fair to criticize the goalie, but when you're blaming every goal on the goalie and every loss on the goalie, we need to change the argument. There's got to be more context. Was it off the rush? Was it a breakaway? Do you need more big saves? Yes. That's what makes goalies great. That's why Vasilevsky's the greatest. That's why Hellebuck is going to be up for the Hart, because they make the tough saves. And Stuart Skinner hasn't given you that this year. Pickard has given it to you more, sure. But Skinner, we can't forget when he's played well either. Big Uke, Skinner has 3 shutouts. Goalies are pretty important in those. Yeah, I'd agree. So it was a 1-0 win over the Kings at home. Let me guess. Skinner had nothing to do with that. It was all the team in front of him. It's just low-hanging fruit at this point. We all agree Skinner needs to be better. We all agree that. But can't blame him for every damn game they lose and every goal he gains. All right, we got to get to a break here, but first portions of this hour are brought to you by the Canadian Brewhouse. Make beer cheap again at the Canadian Brewhouse. Molson Canadian Steins for just $4.50, 25% off, Monday to Friday, open till 7 p.m. Round up your crew and stop by the Canadian Brewhouse. On the other side of the break, we're going to continue to talk Oilers, we're going to talk some Elks, we're going to talk some NBA, probably some hip-hop music with Brian Swain from Alberta Basketball in Canada West here on EST Afternoons. Here's Koob with your update.
Colorado hosts Vancouver with Avs superstar Nathan MacKinnon taking the day off to rest an undisclosed injury. Around the league, Utah hosts Nashville. The Ducks and Kings have a date. The Caps and Hurricanes duke it out while Buffalo hits the ice in Columbus on a 10-game NHL slate. In baseball, the Jays eye up a series sweep of the Red Sox to get 4 straight against Boston. Chris Bassett is set to make his 3rd start of the season with Vladimir Guerrero Jr. stepping out on an off day in today's lineup. 3 games are live. Twins are up 2-1 on the Royals in the bottom of the 6th inning. Brewers trail the Rockies 1-0 in the bottom of the 2nd, while the Guardians hold the White Sox 6-1 in the bottom of the 9th. On the court, there's 5 games. Cavs and Pacers tip off. The Knicks and Pistons go toe-to-toe, while Memphis welcomes in Minnesota. And England's Justin Rose holds first place at Augusta National at 5 under through 10 holes played, while at the end of his opening day, Corey Connors is tied at 2nd place at 4 under par. This sports update is brought to you by Gimme Virtual Golf, and whether you're up for a casual round or a serious game, they got membership and flex passes to fit your style. And don't forget, today, in the second hour of the show, we will be giving away 2 free hours of golf to Gimme Virtual Golf. Visit Gimme Virtual Golf today and discover just how fun indoor golf can be. Brian Swain up next here on EST Afternoons. I'm Zach Koob Kubusch, and you're up today.
The EST Hangout.
I can't call everything my team's way. That's just...
Why don't you just call it like it is?
Sometimes you just don't know.
Down the line, baby.
One for one, one for the other. But I would always want the sucker.
If I didn't know you...
If I balanced it out there, and that's why if I started with them, even if they'd be like, that's not fair, I'd be like, hey, I called a close one for you guys earlier. I'm fair.
Oh my God. That's crazy that you think that. That's your strategy.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
The River Cree Resort and Casino presents Bump and Grind Rewind, May 16th, featuring Drew Hill. With Cisco and Genuine, plus DJ Hartman B. Bump and Grind Rewind. Friday, May 16th at the River Cree Resort and Casino. Get your tickets now at rivercreeresort.com.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
144, welcome back to EST Afternoons. Can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
All right, on. Sweet tunes of Tribe Called Quest. Live from the William Huff Studios here, west side of the city. It looks like a beautiful day out there. Absolutely wonderful. Great to see spring is here. So close to summer. Love it. And you know what that means. CFL football, playoffs. It's going to be great. Absolutely great. Keep slamming that thumbs up. Hit us up on the River Cree box, 780-218-9999. And on the Nasty Chat, lots of texts about goaltending, and we'll get to those. Max Bezuzu says, RIP, Fife Dog. Hell yeah. One of the best to do it. And another dog, Swain Dog, Brian Swain from Alberta Basketball, Canada West. We worked 2 years or 2.5 years together at the Elks. Great guy. Longtime journalist here in Edmonton for Post Media, covering all the local teams. Swain Dog, how you doing, my friend?
What's going on, man?
Hey, did you like that song, or that was just for you, buddy?
I appreciate that. I figured it was an intro. It reminded me of those afternoons hanging out in your office. We get the tunes going. So
working on that damn Elks media guide, eh?
That's right.
Swain, you know what's funny? So you've become like part of the post-game show. You always send me these stats. Like, do you have like a database system? Like, where do you get these stats? Because I remember there was one about Jeff Skinner had more than 3 hits for the first time since 2012. And I remember Gazzola off here saying, how does he know this? Like, well, how do you keep track of all these stats, man? They're great. They're fantastic.
Yeah, no, that's my secret power. I can't tip my hat, man. If I get my secret away, then everybody would become the stat man, right? But no, I mean, I got a few sources I use. I got to, like, the NHL media site is really good. Anyone who subscribes to StatHead, they have a subscription service, but it's like you can get it for, because I use it not just for hockey, but for NBA, MLB, NFL as well. So they have it for all those. So those are a couple good sources that I use, and you kind of use both of those, and you can put things together. But yeah, when it's getting down towards the end of the game, and if I'm home for the night and watching the game, and I see something interesting, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna check this out, see what we might have here, and usually come up with something. So I heard you mentioning earlier last night. The stat was the key is Victor Arvidsson.
Yeah,
undefeated in regulation when he scores. So yeah, that's the ticket.
Well, and you had the other one last week where for the first time in franchise history for the Oilers, they won 3 games 3-2. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, it's hard to believe, right? But
I was like, how do you even know that? Like, it's crazy.
When you think about it, though, like all those games back in the day in the 80s when they were, they'd go on long win streaks all the time, but they would be like 7-5, 8-6, right? So, I mean, it's, I couldn't believe it either. But, I looked it up, and sure enough, and, it's actually, I think it was only like one short of the NHL record, too. I think the NHL record for most consecutive wins by a team 3-2 was only 4 games. So it's rarer than you think, right? I mean, and you think about it too, it makes sense though. Like I say, often teams, they might have a 3-2 lead, they get an empty net or something.
Yeah.
It's probably not as common a score as we think.
Do you remember the years of Sam Gagner, Cogliano, Nielsen? Didn't the Oilers win 3 games in overtime and Cogliano scored all 3? Do you remember that?
Yeah. He's got the record. He's got the franchise record for most consecutive games most consecutive games scoring the game-winning goal, which is always cool that he's got his name in there. Not maybe someone that would be the first that comes to mind when you've got a franchise with all the names that hanging in the rafters, right? You think it'd be one of those names, but it's not.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Yeah, but we appreciate you sending us all those stats. We always have some fun with them, Swain, and I'm glad I'm the first one to see them because sometimes I can claim them as my own. Swainer,
there you go.
I know you follow the Edmonton Oilers closely. It was great to see Connor McDavid back. Well, what did you make of his return last night? Like, I mean, like there were some nervous people, including myself. I was like, maybe he's rushing back because they're shorthanded. Nuge was ill, Jake Walman a late scratch, and all that. And according to the coach in the morning yesterday, he wasn't going to play, and then he plays. But like, he doesn't miss a beat, man. This guy's an absolute machine.
Yeah, I think like last night was an example of just how much of a difference he makes for his team. And we saw how much they were struggling to create offensive opportunities without him. And then he comes back in and, sets up 3 or gets 3 assists last night and directly set up 2 goals. I think I'm with you. When I heard he was coming back, I'm thinking, and I still think this with the guys moving ahead, like whether it's Draisaitl or whoever the other guys that are still out, like don't rush them, because with the position they're in right now in the standings, yeah, they might be able to catch LA, and yeah, they're not 100% locked in the 3rd place. I mean, the magic number I think is 1 point, right? Either lost by the Flames or gained by the others, and then they clinch. But you're not likely to catch LA. You can't catch Vegas now. So you might want to consider pulling the NBA strategy and, using some maintenance days and just giving these guys, I know it's really not something that's done a lot in the NHL as much, but get these guys as rested and healthy as possible for the playoffs. So I know they want to play. I know they're warriors. And McDavid and Draisaitl both have histories of coming back really quick from injury, right? How many times have they always beaten the projected timeline for their return?
A lot.
They always come back early. Yeah. So there's the concern, you get it. They want to be out there. They see their team is struggling a little bit. He wants to get out and help and make a difference. You got to appreciate and respect that. But, you want to make sure you're smart about it too. So I was thinking along the exact same lines as you guys were when I heard that news last night.
Swain, we've been talking all week about it's going to be LA Oilers. We all know that. are you at all concerned? And listen, it's LA's going to have to play a hell of a series. I know some people are downplaying, like it's the fourth time in a row, and eventually it's going to break. Like, where are you on this series? Does that come into your mind that it's the fourth time and LA's due, or do you just think LA's a better team right now?
Yeah, it could be both. I'm definitely thinking the thing. You know what? It doesn't matter who you are. You could be, the 1990 Chicago Bulls and still facing the same team 4 years in a row. Like, these are all elite. Once you get to this level, right? These are all elite athletes. They're all great at their craft. They're all incredible at what they can do, and anybody can beat anybody, especially in the NHL in this day and age. Anybody can beat anybody on a given night. So to beat the same team 4 years in a row, that is so hard, man. And, they've done it. What I think they've knocked the game off each year, right? They did 7 games the first year, 6 2 years ago, and then 5 last year.
It should be a sweep.
I don't think that pattern's going to continue this year. So I mean that's a concern. Plus, and I don't know where you stand on this. I think this might be the best LA team out of these last 4 years.
I agree 100%. I know some people don't think so, but listen, I'll be honest. In the offseason, I didn't think they got better. I didn't think Darcy Kemper would be as good as he is. I didn't think Warren Fogle would have the season he is. But if you look at that team, like Byfield's coming into his own, like they're just a heavy, solid team. I love Drew Doughty on the back end. They got some beasts back there as well. Kemper's been excellent, and he has really good numbers against the Oilers. So, again, Oilers have McDavid and Draisaitl. They can beat anyone. That's just the truth.
Well, here's the other thing, too. Is we know how good LA has been at home this year, right? I mean, they're almost unbeatable. I think somebody knocked them off. They got upset by somebody at home this week. I can't remember who it was, but they'd only lost 4 games in regulation at home all season before that.
Yeah.
Are we concerned that the Oilers are likely not going to have home advantage because those last 3 years when they beat them, they had home advantage every one of those years?
But I'll be honest, Swain, everything in the regular season, I kind of throw out, man. Like, listen, I know they're excellent at home, but in the playoffs, if the Oilers take one, then it's game on. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just a different animal. Like, I remember when the Oilers dominated Winnipeg in the COVID season, and Winnipeg swept them, right? And they were all, I think 3 of those games went to overtime. So, for me, listen, I put a little bit of stock into it, but once the playoffs kick, I just think it's just another animal, and it's like a fresh start for everyone. So, yeah, I'm kind of with you. We'll see what happens. We'll see how many of the injured bodies come back and are good to go, right? But a good sign last night with Connor McDavid. Swain, you're a basketball guy. You've done a lot of work. You worked a lot alongside Paul Slur for many, many years. You're a devoted Phoenix Suns fan, Charles Barkley fan. And yesterday, Luka returned to Dallas. Very emotional pregame video for him. He said he didn't know if he was going to be able to play. But he did, because he had 31 points in the first half, finishes with 45. Nico Harrison, man, listen, man, I bet he's a good dude. But this might go down as one of the dumbest trades in the history of sports.
Have you ever seen anybody like that when they come back to a team or come back to play their former team be that emotional? I was watching live in the pregame, and I'm like, I don't know how this guy's going to be able to get out and play right now. It's almost like the Mavs did that on purpose to throw him off his game. It's like, let's show this incredibly emotional pregame video right before before they tip, and let's just get in his head because, it was a really heartfelt, touching video, and they had a camera trained on him the whole time he was watching it. He had to bury his head in his towel several times because he didn't, he was obviously tearing up. And but yeah, and then of course, like you say, he goes out. He's got 31 at halftime, and the Lakers end up cruising to victory.
It's just unreal, man. I mean, this poor Nico guy. I know they were chanting "Fire Nico" yesterday at the game as well, but Swain.
Yeah.
It's like, I think Dusty said it on the morning show. It's like the Oilers trading Leon Draisaitl for an older guy that's always injured. Do you know what I mean? Because people are compare it to hockey that don't watch basketball, and it's like trading Leon Draisaitl.
Well, I mean, the comparison, and this was interesting when that trade went down. I guess it's a couple months ago now, but when that trade first went down, a lot of comparisons you heard throughout the sports world. The first thing that people were coming to, and even people who aren't necessarily usually hockey guys, they were drawing comparisons to the Gretzky trade.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's quite on that level. I mean, I don't think any trade ever in sports history is on that level, and I don't know if it'll ever be again. but it's pretty close, right? It's trading a generational talent who's led your franchise to incredible success in his prime. And, I think I'm really interested to see, and this might not come out for years, what the real story is behind this. Like, I don't know, because it just doesn't add up, right? It doesn't make sense why you would make that trade if you're Dallas. And, the immediate results have probably have even made things look even worse because, AD got hurt. Anthony Davis, who they traded for the Mavs, got hurt. And, the Mavs are barely clinging to a final play-in spot. And then the Lakers have just clicked immediately, and they're one of the top 4 seeds in the West. So it's like, the immediate after effects make it look even worse. I'll be interested to see what it is long term. But, yeah, to me, like, it's probably pretty close to a Gretzky deal. Yeah, and you know what the crazy thing is, too, right? How many times you see teams trade superstars all the time, but usually it's the superstar that wants out.
Yeah.
Like, when you get a superstar who wants to play with you, you keep him.
Yeah.
You
get through anything. Exactly. He so badly wanted to be there, and that was really evident last night when you saw his reaction when he came back. So man. Like I say, I'm not going to judge on this one because I know there's just got to be more to this story than any of us can even comprehend right now. One more on the NBA. We saw the Nuggets make another surprising move, firing their GM and coach. I know the coach had some harsh things to say about the team, about watching video and the way they prepare. How surprised were you that the Nuggets made that move this late in the season?
Yeah, I was stunned, man. Maybe I shouldn't be because that's the NBA for you, right? I mean, we saw this with Taylor Jenkins with Memphis get fired like 9 games before the playoffs 2 weeks ago. I thought that was pushing it really close to the playoffs to make a coaching change. But this is crazy. It's like, who is it? Lou Lamoriello? Is that the one in Jersey where they changed clothes just before the playoffs? Yeah, I don't know if that's where the thing is going to happen. It's going to have that kind of effect, but I mean, Denver's been kind of struggling a little bit. I mean, they still had one of the better records in the West, but they've been below 500 since the All-Star break, and so maybe, maybe they're not playing up to expectations. Maybe coaches lost the room. Who knows? But to make this kind of a change 4 games before the playoffs and handed the reins over to a guy who's never been an NBA head coach before, like that's just asking a lot. That's the NBA for you, man. Though, like,
it's wild, man.
If you lose the room, and that you go back and watch some of the video now from some of the comments that Coach Malone had made over the last month or so, it's starting to kind of become clear that might have been some issues there. You lose the room, man. That's it for you, and that's what it is. So it sucks, man. I don't think we appreciate coaches as much, how disposable they're treated. In sports these days, but that's the reality of the game now.
Megs Bezuzu on the Nasty Chat, Swain says, I'm not sure how old Swain is, but did he cover local basketball during the early 2000s and saw some of the local high school players like Steve Sir and Mark Dorado?
I mean, I grew up with some of those guys. Okay. I'm I'm old, man, but we're not quite that old. You and I are
we're the same age.
The same vintage, so. No, I mean, I grew. Steve was just a couple years behind me. We both went to Ross Shep. I know Steve really well. Of course, his dad Paul worked alongside him for many years too. So Steve's a great dude. Steve is still doing it, still playing 3x3. Steve now, I think he's like 42, 43, I want to say. And he's still tearing up the 3x3 circuits. So, shout out to Steve, man. He's got the LeBron James, Corey Perry thing going on there, ageless.
And Swainer, last one for you. What are you listening to hip hop wise nowadays? We're both big old school guys. I know you hate all the new hip hop stuff, but what's on the phone there on the Spotify list for you?
Well, to clarify, I don't hate all the new stuff. I like the new stuff by old guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yes. Because remember, I was always trying to convince you to listen to old stuff or new stuff by old guys. But and you were like, nah, I'm good.
So you're telling me you're not a fan of Lil Baby?
I'm not a fan of. I don't think I'm a fan of Little anybody. Maybe Little Kim. That would be it. That might be where I draw the line. But
Lil Wayne.
What am I listening to? What am I listening to right now? You know what? Actually, I discovered this new group. they're like the second coming of the Beastie Boys. I think it's Bray and Joey Valance or something like that. They got a track called John Cena. So right there, you know it's going to be good. So there you go.
Oh boy,
check that out on YouTube tonight. Bray and Joey Vance, John Cena.
Swain, The Rock is way better than John Cena. Always will be. So there you have it. Brian, it's great catching up with you, my friend. Thank you for taking the time to join me. I know we'll chat soon, buddy. Thanks again, and have a good weekend, my friend.
Yeah, you too, man. Have a good trip. Keep killing it. You guys are doing incredible work there at the EST. So happy for you guys. So, yeah, keep it up.
That's Brian Swain. Thank you, my man. Great words there from Alberta Basketball, Canada West. He's great, man. He's so knowledgeable when it comes to the NBA and all sports, man. And this guy's a stats guru. And if you like hip hop, he'll have long conversations with you. The only thing we argued about all the time was he thinks John Cena is the best of all time. I think The Rock is, in terms of kind of like performing with the mic and all that. And he doesn't really like new hip hop like Drake and Lil Baby. And I'm not big into it either, but I don't mind a few songs here and there. So we'd always have these little discussions when we were both at the Elks. So he was my partner at the Elks. We worked alongside for 2.5 years. It was great. So make sure you follow him too. He's on Twitter. He's always got great stats regarding all sports. Okay, we got to get out. Coming up next, Zack to the future. Play along. Will Zack pass? He's passed 7 out of the first 8 times. Can he do it today? That's all coming up here on EST Afternoons on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Get your fix every single game with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Whether it's breaking down the starting lineup, predicting key matchups, or diving deep into the game's biggest moments, Tom and Hernan are here to give you the best insight and analysis in the city. After the final horn, get the breakdown of every key moment, performance, and player reactions. It's your one-stop shop for all things game day. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
Celebrate your birthday at the Banquet Bar. Enjoy great drinks, amazing vibes, and unforgettable memories. Download the Banquet app and get a free pizza pie on your birthday. Book your party today at thebanquetbar.com.
Looking for a winning strategy for your retirement? Contact me, Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial, where expertise meets dedication. I will always look for a careful approach to your retirement, ensuring your financial future is secure. From tailored strategies to clear, actionable advice, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Get in touch with me, Joaquin Gage, today at k4financial.ca or email joaquin.gage@k4financial.ca to start planning for a brighter future and a more secure retirement.
Colorado's Nathan McKinnon will not play tonight against the Canucks with the league's leading point scorer nursing an undisclosed injury. Elsewhere, the Golden Knights and Kraken dropped the puck, and Winnipeg's Nikolai Ehlers and Neil Pionk are game-time decisions in Dallas. The Jays have a chance to sweep their 4-game set with the Red Sox. Chris Bassett will be the starting pitcher for Toronto as Vladimir Guerrero Jr. takes a day off and Anthony Santander moves to the designated hitter spot. Earlier, the Angels beat the Rays 11-1, and right now there's 2 games live. Kansas City is down 2-1 to Minnesota in the bottom of the 7th, while the Rockies have a 1-0 lead on the Brewers in the top of the 4th inning. Basketball sees 5 games. Indiana hosts Cleveland with the Pacers eyeing 6 wins in a row. The Pistons challenge the Knicks before the Bucks take on the Pelicans. New Orleans on a 4-game slide. Round 1 at Augusta sees Corey Connors as the highest ranked Canadian. He's tied at second, 4 under through 18 holes played, and Justin Rose has top spot through 12 holes at 6 under par. I'm Zach Koob Kubusch. That was your sports update. The second hour of EST Afternoons starts right now.
Hour 2 here on EST Afternoons on this wonderful Thursday afternoon. We're at Edmonton Sports Talk. Static free since 23. Live from the William Huff Studios. Hit us up on the River Korean Box 780-218-9999 on the Nasty Chat. Slam that thumbs up if you want. And as we roll along, Reed Wilkins coming up in about 20 minutes. We'll have some fun there. And it's time now for what's become a popular segment. He's giving me the finger wag that he's not ready. So
I'm ready.
All right.
Just as I predicted, time traveling is just too dangerous. 1.21 gigawatts. Great Scott.
All right. It's time for Zack to the future. He's only failed once. I just want to test my board, make sure everything's working.
Aha.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. We're learning. We're learning. All right. We'll continue to talk Oilers. The Blue Jays are red hot. Well, I shouldn't say red hot, but they're hot. They're first in the AL East.
No Vladdy today, though.
They're taking it to the Red Sox. It's great. The Masters are ongoing. Oilers play tomorrow and Sunday. Is it Sunday?
Oilers play who tomorrow or Sunday? It's
Sunday.
Starts and then Sunday.
And then Monday,
Jets.
Wednesday against the Kings, which is going to be an awesome game. And then they'll close it out on the 16th. We'll see how many guys actually, like the main guys, play in that game. And then we're well into the playoffs on Saturday. We'll see when the Oilers start. I'm assuming here, I think it would be Sunday or Monday for the Edmonton Oilers and LA Kings for game 1. Quick update from the Masters. Justin Rose, nothing's really changed there. 6 under through 12. So he's your leader. Corey Connors just tied for second with Scotty Scheffler at 4 under. So, yeah, good stuff. Let's go. And we want you to play along like always. So here we go. Question 1, Coop.
Yes.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
Which team won the most NBA championships after the Bulls in the 90s?
Now, can I ask what was last year the Bulls won in the 90s?
Well,
because what they had,
it was kind of
4.
It was in
right?
between. They won 6 in the 90s.
They won 6 in the okay, yeah. Because
there's another team that won 2 in the 90s, and they were right behind them for the most wins in the 90s.
I'm gonna go with the Detroit Pistons. Final answer.
Anyone know out there? Hello?
So
it was the Houston Rockets. The Houston Rockets. In the 90s, people. Not in the history of basketball.
Yeah. Would they be second on the list there then?
In
like
the 90s,
Pistons?
In the decade of the 90s. No, the Pistons, no.
Did they win one in the 90s?
Oh, let me double check. I think they won one.
So there was 6 won by the Bulls. The Rockets, you said, won 2?
Yeah.
Okay. So, because I know the Pistons, they have a storied history. I was just, I was taking a shot in the dark there. I can't lie. I'm not an Association City kind of guy. I'm getting into it, though. I watched so much history on, like, the Pistons and how they got their names and stuff, man. Like, that's the only reason I thought Detroit. I was like, yeah, okay, yeah.
Let's see here. Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. What am I looking for here? It's not giving it.
Because all time, right? They must be up there. Like for
Hakeem the Dream, Clyde the Glide. Yeah, just the 90s, people. Pay attention.
Shoot.
All right, so Bats. Remember, you have one wild card. There's no multiple choice, so You can ask someone in the office, Koob, or go into the Nasty Chat or the River Korean box to help you with the answer, okay?
Okay. Hey, Pistons did win in 1990. But
Yeah.
Okay. I know I wasn't crazy.
Question number 2. This is a toss-up.
Is it?
What was the name of the service that introduced the phrase, "You've got mail"?
You've got mail. I know the saying, of course. It's a Windows program. I'm just trying to think. I don't know if it's Outlook. Now, how broad can I go with this answer? Because sometimes you're like,
well, there's only one answer, so
there is only one answer. So which system or which company? Like which?
What was the name of the service that introduced the phrase, "You've got
mail"?
You've got mail.
Ding. I don't know if they had Outlook that early. Like it was Windows Messenger. It was some messaging system. I don't know if it was an instant messaging system or it was an actual email.
Okay, you got 5 seconds.
Late 90s. Okay.
5, 4.
Okay. Hold on. Oh, time's ticking. Okay. Oh, what's the name? I'm going to go with Instant Messenger. Final answer.
AOL.
See, obviously I've never used AOL. I've seen that is an instant messaging system though, no?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I didn't get the exact name of the.
Yeah, a lot of people got it on the Nasty Chat. All right. Question number 3, 0 for 2 so far.
Yeah.
Name one American team that played in the CFL in the 90s.
The Baltimore Stallions. Final answer. They won. 95, was it?
I think so, yeah.
Was,
no, not 95. No, because that's when all the American teams came in.
Okay.
Like
96.
Memphis. This was a toss-up because there's a fantasy league here.
Memphis Mad Dogs.
Memphis, and you got
that's
the Las Vegas Posse. You got the Birmingham No, is it Stallions? No.
Oof.
No. Oh, man, I'm drawing blanks right now.
Birmingham Bulldogs or something. I don't know. I'm just saying that. The Posse is a cool name, though. But I only remembered, I thought Baltimore because they were the only American team to win the Grey Cup. Yeah. And they won the Grey Cup. What was it? Yeah. The last Canadian team. There's a longer drought between the last Canadian team winning the Stanley Cup than there is an American team winning in the Canadian Football League, which is a stat.
You're 1 for 2. 1 for 3.
1 for 3.
Sorry.
Barracudas, that's what it was.
It's time for the audio part of this. Whew. Here is Guess Your Song. Are you ready?
Always. I love the music. Name and artist?
Yes.
Oof. See, I know Jim Carrey did it's a white guy who sung this song too. So Jim Carrey did a parody on it in the 90s, right?
I don't know.
No, I think it was SNL or something like that. It was hilarious.
Stop killing time, Koob. Well, get to it.
I know. I'm trying to think of the song. Oh, man. Okay. Who would know this? Reed or Jay?
Remember, you still got video game. You got a name that you have to announce. You have a movie clip and you have a sports moment. So use it wisely.
Ooh. Okay. This is gonna. No. Okay. I'm gonna use my wild card.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my wild card. I will be right back.
Who are you gonna call?
I think I'm gonna get Reed in here as always.
Okay.
He's the most trustworthy.
Okay.
All right. I'll be right back.
All right. Well, he's probably gonna come over here and hear the song.
Yeah.
All right. As we wait here for Koob's wild card, I will stop talking there. Here comes Reed. I'll be honest. I don't know if Reed knows this. I'm being for real.
Already made my call. Yes.
He's got to listen to it.
The headphones? Okay. I can't hear myself.
Here we go, Reed.
It's Informer by Snow.
Look at that.
Let's go. Final answer.
Final
you were
answer?
So confident in that, yeah.
Yes.
All right. Reed got it.
Thank you
I
so
didn't
much.
think he'd get that one, Reed.
Let's go. Let's go.
Reed is just so full of damn knowledge.
I know.
Kind of
That's why I always
frustrating. I'm
call
not going to lie. He knows everything.
What is Vindicator, he said? Or what was it? By Snow?
It's Informer.
Informer.
Informer by Snow. And here's the kill.
Boom, bam.
All right.
a banger.
2 for 4 now. Woo. 2 for 4.
See, that's definitely a one-hit wonder guy.
Spency 5 cents. He says, "There's no way Reed knows this," and then he's like, "Wow,
Reed knows ball."
Underground baller from Bronco Dick. Yeah, no doubt. Good job, Riedrich.
I wonder if he knows Jim Carrey parody. Then
all right,
he probably does.
You're screwed now because I don't think you're gonna get this.
The video game is that the one up next?
This is the movie clip.
Okay.
You should get it, but you won't.
I should get it, but I don't know.
Here we go.
Let me tell you what Melba's Coast is packing right here. I've got 411 posi track out back, 750 double pumper, Edelbrock intakes, scored over 30, 11-1 pop-up pistons, turbojet, 390 horsepower. We're talking some fucking muscle.
Hey man, I know you got this thing out of a comic book. I saw the ad, $295. It was right next to the sea monkeys, man. You see that over there? That's white light. See the shoes on that thing? You gotta get some tires. It's a pizza.
It's a long clip.
All right. Do you know it?
Well, I don't think I've ever watched the movie, but it sounds like a very American thing. And I'm trying to, put all the pieces together, trying to get it like a pie. I don't know. I'm going to go full shot in the dark, American Pie, because I know that came out in 1999. Final answer, American Pie. Shoot. What was it?
Joaquin's done that bit on the show about 5 times since we started.
I don't listen to half of what he says. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I don't get the bit.
You couldn't tell the actor either?
No.
Matthew McConaughey.
Oh. No, I don't watch many films from...
Dazed and Confused.
See, I've never watched that one. Oh, man, I meant to watch that like 4 or 5 times. Anytime I get a movie wrong here, I actually go and watch it after, I swear.
Do you?
Well, I haven't watched, what was it? Princess Bride or whatever.
Oh, you're missing out, bro.
No.
As you wish.
I always miss out.
That's a classic. All right, you're what are you? You're 2 for 5.
2 for 5.
You're probably gonna get this one. Here's your video game clip for the day.
Wow. Oh, is this a game in space?
I don't think so.
Okay, that writes that off because there's a GameCube game like that. What kind of game was this?
Okay, there's no hints. You just gotta guess.
Man, there's like 20 years of games I gotta get. Can I hear that again, please?
Sure.
I always try and get those hints.
No one's gotten any yet, so.
Very funky. Like it's...
I think it's like a shooting game.
Oh.
90s to give you another
because you did James Bond
90s
last time, 007 GoldenEye.
Famous, really popular game.
Really popular, yeah?
Yeah.
Now, time's ticking here. I tried to get Metal Gear Solid the time before. Do I have to guess the exact game?
Just the name of the game.
Metal Gear Solid, final answer. Is that Solid Snake too? Solid
got
Snake?
it.
Solid Snake?
No, it's just Metal Gear, the original. Did you know that, or are you just guessing?
Well, when you said shooter, it really bound it down because like it does sound very anxious music, right?
Yeah.
Like you're in a battle, you're about to fight somebody. So I thought it was kind of like a space sort of game in that sense. You gave me that hint. You put me in the right direction.
Right.
I was directionally correct. I knew it was a fighting sort of game.
I'm going on vacation. I'm feeling generous.
Nice.
I like this guess by Kyle. Splinter Cell. I remember that game, man. That game was awesome. Awesome.
Splinter Cell. Nice.
So did you ever play Metal Gear?
My buddy had a PS2. I played some of the older or newer-ish games, like early 2000s ones, like what was it, Solid Snake and Metal Gear Solid 3. I forgot what that one was called, but I played a couple of them. I know they're legendary games, and I see Ace 99 saying Doom and Quake. I played both of those games. Fantastic. Bomberman's a out there guess, so
yeah,
right on. I like that one. I want to play Metal Gear, man. I got a PS2 back at home.
Nice.
I got all those old games, dude.
All right, you're at 50% with 2 questions left.
Let's go. What the hardest ones?
Here's the name.
You texted me this one, and I was just like, I gotta say, like, I gotta put it up on screen here. But like before the break, I was just like, first name is Lewis, right? Can we get past that?
Just say the full name.
Is it Lewis? Can I at least get the first name?
I actually don't think it's Lewis.
It's Louis. Oh, it's got to be French or something. But the last name starts with 2 O's, okay? And there's a Z. So hold on. Uth Zuyan. Hold on. How many goals do I get? Because I got to sound it out at least a couple times in my head, right? Before I give the final answer. Yeah. Like I do this when I'm doing, I don't know, I'm calling some like little kids play-by-play or something. I'm like, how do you say that kid's name? It's like 15 characters long. Anyway. Os Zayin. Okay. Louis Us Zayin.
Say that again.
Louis Oisayan. I knew I wasn't going to get that, man.
So just getting his name online, and I double-checked with Tom Gazzola. It's Oosthuizen.
Oosthuizen. Is he German?
He's South African.
Okay, I was like, what?
Is he?
What kind of name is that?
Oosthuizen.
Oosthuizen?
What did you say again? I love the way you said that, though. You went with the... Zuin.
I don't know, man.
Oh, that was good, man. That was good.
Oh,
I'm glad I picked the tough one. Because when I sent it to you, you're like, yeah, I'm not getting this.
There's no way. You had the double O. Like, what sound is that?
Oosthuizen.
Oosthuizen. Well, I'm not having it.
Oosthuizen.
Gosh.
Oosthuizen. All right. We got you need this one to hit 50%.
I know this one. I can already tell you. This is a fantastic sports moment. A fearless leader of the game.
Here we go.
Long-time player.
Just run it. Let's go. What happens?
So this is back of the old play. I like the painting on the wall. Anyways, he goes for a massive dunk. This is Dustin Nielsen, by the way, a massive dunk. And I've dug through the old station's YouTube, and I've seen this clip before. It is a let's just say he was put on the LTIR after this. He falls down on the ground. He busts through the door, and he injures his knee.
All right. Oh, I love that. I had to pick that one. I kind of milled it in, but it's a great sports moment.
It is.
He goes for the dunk in the slam dunk competition at TSN 1260 many moons ago. He hits the dunk, but in return, did he ACL, MCL that one? But it was bad.
Well, let's run it back. Like, that was just, oh my God. He jumps so high. I've never seen a man dunk that hard in my life. He jumped over a barrel in the hallway and then just missed. Oh, that was brutal.
All right.
That was brutal.
50%. You passed again.
Just barely, though.
So you got correct. Metal Gear, the sports moment. Guess the song, which you got help from the one and only Reed Wilkins, and which name one team, American team that played in the CFL. Wrong.
What? No, I got that one right.
Yeah. Which team won the most NBA championships after the Bulls in the 90s? Houston Rockets. What was the name of the service that introduced the phrase "You've got mail"? AOL.
I got that one very close. Though.
Yeah. You got the movie clip wrong. It was Dazed and Confused. And you got Louis Oosthuizen. Incorrectly. Yes.
Louis Oosthuizen. I wouldn't even got the first name right. That was a good round. That was a great round.
Yeah, that was fun. So, hey, 8 out of 9, you've passed. You're rolling right now. We might have to start making these a little bit harder. And shout out to Reed Wilkins, who is joining us next here on EST Afternoons. The Afternoon Inbox is presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino. Hey, check out the Alan Jackson Experience, April 18th, or Los Lobos, La Bamba, baby, on May 15th at the River Cree. Get your tickets at rivercreeresort.com or hit up the River Cree box office. We're back with Reed Wilkins on EST Afternoons after the break.
tied for first in scoring in the NHL. Colorado superstar Nathan MacKinnon will sit out against the Canucks tonight to rest an undisclosed injury, and there's 9 other games around the league. Winnipeg visits Dallas. Neil Pionk and Nikolai Ehlers are game time decision for the Jets. The Panthers then battle the Red Wings while the Rangers and Islanders face off on Long Island. Chris Bassett is on the mound for the Jays. They look to sweep the Red Sox in Game 4 of their set. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. also gets the day off. Anthony Santander moves to designator hitter spot. Right now it's scoreless between the Jays and the Red Sox in the bottom of the first inning. 2 other games are live in the bottom of the 5th. The Brewers and Rockies are locked at 1 aside, and the Royals hold the Twins 3-2 in the bottom of the 8th inning. In the association, there's 5 games, including the Pelicans meeting the Bucks, New Orleans hitting the court in Milwaukee, while the Hawks tip off against the Nets. In the first round of the Masters is underway at Augusta. Canadian Corey Connors is in a 2-way tie, holding second spot at the end of his day at 4 under. England's Justin Rose through 14 holes is the sole position in first place at 6 under par. This sports update is brought to you by the Capital Care Foundation. Financial support deeply affects residents at Capital Care, and whether it's a one-time donation or a monthly contribution, every penny counts. Find out how you can donate at capitalcarefoundation.net. The Reid Wilkins joins Hernan Salas in studio after the break. I'm Zach Koob Kubusch, and you're up to date.
The River Cree Resort and Casino presents Bump and Grind Rewind, May 16th, featuring Drew Hill. With Cisco and Genuine, plus DJ Hartman B. Bump and Grind Rewind. Friday, May 16th at the River Cree Resort and Casino. Get your tickets now at rivercreeresort.com.
Love is in the air.
I love you.
And you? And you? And you! Why choose between your beloved items? Sentinel Storage, keeping your treasures safe to be loved again. Try 4 weeks free. Details at sentinelstorage.ca.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
Strike up some fun at the Banquet Bar. Bowling, drinks, and a great time with friends where the good times roll. Whether you're here to bowl or just hang out, the Banquet Bar is your go-to spot. Get real, play hard at the Banquet.
Got some gently used furniture or home goods that need a new home? Find Edmonton is here to help. Every month we furnish over 100 homes to those transitioning out of homelessness, and we need your gently used furniture and home goods. Drop off at 5120 122nd Street or call for free local pickup. Just visit findedmonton.com to learn how your donations can help create a home for someone in need. Plus shop our thrift store, in-store or online, with proceeds benefit those moving out of homelessness through housing supports. Visit us at findedmonton.com. Find Edmonton, supporting our community one home at a time.
It's 2:30 on this Thursday afternoon. Welcome back to EST Afternoons. We say hello to the Winnipeggers, the Hustlerites, the WSTers. Welcome aboard. Big game for the Jets tonight as they take on the Dallas Stars. Probably don't want to rewind. Well, maybe you want to rewind. I'm a little concerned about the Jets going into the playoffs. Not concerned. That's the wrong word. But I think one of the top seeds is going to get it's going to be an upset, Reed. That's just me. And the Jets are high on that list for me. I'm sorry.
Is there such a thing as an upset in the NHL anymore?
That's true. That's a great point. Reid Wilkins from the Reid Wilkins Show. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
You took a lot of heat on the postgame show yesterday. Undeservedly, I'd say.
That's fine.
Yeah.
About what?
People think you love the Flames.
People think I love the Flames. That's a good one.
Oh, boy.
That's an interesting interpretation.
Yes.
Because I said the Flames still had a mathematical chance to beat
Yes,
the Oilers. So
yeah.
nothing to do with love. Just has to do with math.
Math.
Hey, you know what? There was a point last night. Calgary was up 3-1 on Anaheim, and the Oilers were tied with St. Louis.
Yeah.
So it could have been...
Could have went either way.
It could have gone either way, or it could have been, 3 points to the Flames' advantage instead of 3 points to the Oilers' advantage. But now I fully believe the Oilers are going to miss the playoffs. I do not think the worst case scenario will come true. We're going to make the playoffs. So we're going to make.
Yeah, I was like,
I fully
wait.
believe the Oilers are going to make the playoffs. And I've always said it was a very overgrown path for the Oilers to not get in, but I said it was a path that existed if the big guys didn't come back or weren't healthy when they came back. Well, McDavid came back and looked great. So I feel a lot better now. A lot better now.
Boss Split on the Nasty says, you better worry about your Oilers. Well, I'm worried. Don't get me wrong. I am. Don't get me wrong.
Who do you think's going to beat the Jets? The Blues?
Well, they wouldn't get the Blues, would they? They would.
Well,
get
they
the
still
Wild.
could.
No, listen, I'm just saying, I think there's two teams, so Vegas, Toronto, Washington, Winnipeg. Of those four teams, Reed, who do you think is the best candidate to be upset in the first round? That's all I'll say.
Oh, that's a good question. Oh, that is a really good question. I'll say Washington.
Really?
Yes.
To the Canadiens.
Why not?
Oh, boy.
Habs are playing with Joey DeVivra.
Yeah, I think the Jets can take it to the Wild. I think it'd be different if it was the Blues.
Well, the Blues are they the number one team since they must be since the Four Nations face-off.
They are.
So,
but in saying that, they're both tied in points, so it could be the Blues Jets. That's going to be a hell of a series.
Yeah, it very well could be the Blues and the Jets. Because right now, Minnesota has a game in hand.
They do.
So St. Louis is the 8th seed right now, and Winnipeg's the 1 seed.
Is Ottawa beating Toronto an upset? In the grand scheme of things here, I wouldn't sit here and be like, wow, I can't believe the Leafs got a loss to the Ottawa Senators. I'd be like, yeah, that's on par for the Maple Leafs.
Well, somebody pointed out, because I said on my show last week that Toronto would have no problem with Ottawa, and this person pointed out that did Ottawa not sweep the season series from Toronto? Now, what does that mean going into the playoffs? It's just the margins are so close, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, let's look at. I mean, it's a 7-game series, so during the regular season, we say, well, anything can happen in one game. So, a 7-game series, the better team usually emerges. Okay, fair enough. But also stealing one game in a 7-game series can tilt it in your favor. So let's flash back to the Oilers-Dallas series.
Okay.
Game 1, pretty even.
Mm-hmm.
Oilers won in overtime. Mm-hmm. That one could have gone either way. Dallas I believe they had a 4-minute penalty right at the start of overtime when McDavid went off. Second game, Dallas was better. They won. Third game, Dallas was better. They won. Game 4, Edmonton was better. They won.
Dallas.
Game 5, Edmonton was better. They won. Game 6, Dallas was way better. The Oilers won.
Yeah.
So 2 games in that series. You could say the Oilers took the one that could have gone either way, and the Oilers stole one, and then the other 4, the deserved team, and I hate that word sometimes.
Yeah.
The deserved team won. So that's the thing. I mean, Ottawa they've been getting good goaltending. Montreal's been getting good goaltending. Suzuki's one of the better players in the league the last couple of months. So maybe you win a game you shouldn't win, and then you keep rolling from there.
This is stupid, but there's people that worry about the President's Trophy curse, right? And I'm always a little bit, I almost hold back a bit when a team has had just nothing but success throughout the whole year.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Those teams kind of worry me.
Well, like Boston a couple of years ago.
Exactly.
When the Panthers, they had a 3-1 lead on the Panthers.
Yeah.
And the Panthers won Game 5 in overtime in Boston, won Game 6 at home, scored a tying goal with the goalie pulled in Game 7, and then won it in overtime.
Mm-hmm.
and Boston's out. And then, of course, the Columbus sweeping Tampa Bay a few years ago when Tampa Bay had over 60 wins. I don't know. I don't. And sometimes the President's Trophy is decided by 1 or 2 points.
That's
right.
What I mean,
so
yeah.
I don't know if I don't think there's a curse to the President's Trophy, but there may be a discussion to be had that if you've been rolling all season long and haven't had a losing streak of more than 2 games and haven't been pushed a lot, and then all of a sudden you're in a playoff series and you're down 2-1 on the road, have you had to deal with that recently in your team's history?
Yeah,
I think that's maybe more the discussion.
Yeah, it's a good one. I mean, there's always an upset in the first round. It's fascinating to see who it is because I'll be honest, the Oilers losing to the King to me is not an upset.
No, it wouldn't be this year.
That's not an upset.
No, not at all. Even if the Oilers still wind up with home ice advantage, which is unlikely but possible. No, when was it? Was it not last year, though, that all the higher seeds, all the better teams won in the first round?
I think you're right, yeah.
So it doesn't happen that way very often. But a lot of time, like, all the playoff teams are so good. So here's the thing. If 2 teams are separated by 5 points, that's a point a month.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the one team has home ice advantage, but it's not as if, last year, Colorado was a number 3 beating Winnipeg a number 2. So that was the only lower team than one.
So damn even.
Yeah.
So I'll ask for our Winnipeg audience, do you have a preference? The Wild or the Blues, or you just don't give a crap because you think the Jets are going to roll either way? It's a good question because, listen, from what I saw from the Blues last night, Reed, I really like that team. It sounds like Parayko's close.
He is close.
Holloway's week to week. But that's a team that, like that first line they had with Buchnevich yesterday, they were really good.
Well, I mean, look, if I were a Winnipegger, I would hope. I think the Blues would be a very tough first round matchup because that's not a true wild card team the way they've been playing. Like, what have they won 18 of their last 23 or 24 or something like that? Like, that's an exceptional run.
Yeah.
So I don't think St. Louis beating Winnipeg would be an upset. I mean, now with the way St. Louis is playing, that's a Western Conference final caliber series that's going to be contested in the first round.
Yeah.
I think we've clearly seen that Montgomery is a legit coach.
Oh, yeah.
Given how, because like St. Louis, there wasn't a lot of thought of them before the season.
Yeah.
Even Binnington, what a resurgence for him because it's kind of like, should he be the Four Nations starter? He's great there. And now he's playing goal for them as they do really well. And
Can he steal a series?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Him against Hellebuck in the first round, like a rematch of the Four Nations final.
Oh,
I know they probably wouldn't see it that way, but that would be a storyline going into that.
I kind of want that now. I think Winnipeg beats Minnesota.
I would think so. Though I know Winnipeg's getting healthier, Minnesota's getting healthier. But I would think Winnipeg should win that series.
Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, I don't think anyone wants to play the St. Louis Blues right now.
No, but I mean, the West is so tight, though. I mean, maybe you could say in the East, Montreal and Ottawa would be maybe more pronounced underdogs.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you look at the West, so Vegas is always good. LA's having a great year, great defending, stingy goaltending. Edmonton was there last year and might have hopefully their bigger name players all healthy into the postseason. You say Louis could be a strong wildcard team. Minnesota's still dangerous. Colorado's a recent champion with a lot of good players. Maybe they get Landeskog back finally. And then, Dallas, what is it, two the last 3 years or 2 years in a row in the Western Conference final. So another deep team. So that's why I think especially in the West, I don't know if there would be a first round upset.
Okay,
I don't know if anything would be a huge upset because all the teams have pretty pronounced strengths. Maybe Minnesota would be considered the longest shot at this point.
That's a fair way to put it. Probably the longest shot. But they did get Kirill back yesterday. Eriksson Ek in his first game scored 4 goals.
Yeah.
Gustafson's been really good. He's tailed off a bit in the second half, but Phyllis says, I prefer the Wild. Greg Birdman 28 says, I don't care who we play, but I want to play Minnesota for the rivalry to grow and see what happens between the bad blood of the two teams. That's a good point with the Rat Hartman.
Yes.
Going back to Winnipeg, that would be an interesting series. So it's good times, fun times. Can't wait for the playoffs. You're a big movie guy. You just shared with me you've never seen Dazed and Confused.
I don't know how I didn't watch that, because that was, especially in the 90s, I watched a lot of movies, and that was on the Blockbuster shelves when I was working there. I guess for whatever reason, I never picked it up, or maybe I was dazed and confused when I watched it, and I can't remember. But I guess I was always grabbing other stuff.
Would you watch it?
Yes, I would watch almost anything.
Okay.
I have less time now.
So this day on 1987, The Secret of My Success was released in theaters. Do you remember that?
Secret of My Success was the Michael J. Fox.
Yeah.
I don't remember the female lead. I don't remember much about the movie, but wasn't he some young guy that became a Wall Street hotshot?
Yeah, like he started as like the mailroom guy, and then he got mixed into a position that it wasn't his, and then he kind of plays the part. And then I think his uncle owns the company, and the uncle's wife's hitting on him, and he's a younger guy.
Oh, gee,
yeah.
I know I saw that, but I don't remember all those details.
And in 1988, Beetlejuice was the #1 movie at the box office on this day.
Beetlejuice, Michael Keaton, Gina Davis, Alec Baldwin, directed by Tim Burton.
Have you seen the new one?
No, I have not seen the new one.
Can I confess something to you?
What?
I've never watched Beetlejuice. Am I missing out?
Probably. But again, like some of these movies, I hate to say this because I love movies, but especially stuff I saw maybe before 20, like I don't remember much. I remember watching it. I might remember a scene or two or who was in it, but after a while, or I might remember whether or not I liked it. But if somebody said, well, why did you like it? I'm like, I can't remember. I just know it got filed away as something I like, but I can't remember. I watched part of Beetlejuice on TV, and if that might be one too, where, because it's pretty quirky. Tim Burton is quirky. Like that might be more to one to watch maybe when you're older, like maybe some of the weird humor, and off the beaten path type stuff maybe would be lost on, someone in their teens still.
Yeah,
depending on how developed you are, I guess.
Max Bezuzu, I don't get how Hernan has seen Secret of My Success and not Back to the Future. Hey, don't knock it until you try.
You haven't seen Back to the Future?
I've never watched that.
That's a good movie. I think that would still be worthwhile. I think that would still be a fun movie to watch, even. God, it's over 40 years old.
I think that GF
40 years old now.
Had it on one time, and I was kind of intrigued. It was like, again, I never watched it when I was young. When I got older, got into other things, and I was like, I'm just whatever, but I don't know. Secret of My Success is a pretty good movie.
Who's the female lead in that?
Oh, let me look it up.
I don't remember.
I think she, let's take a look.
Was it Elizabeth somebody? It wasn't Elizabeth Shue.
No, so Margaret Whitten plays the uncle's wife, and then Christy Willis.
Oh,
no, Helen Slater.
Oh, Helen Slater.
Yeah.
I think she was in The Legend of Billie Jean.
Oh, that's a good movie too. She cuts her hair. Remember that?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Pat Benatar had the song Invincible, I believe, from the soundtrack. That's the kind of weird stuff I remember.
Yeah, me too, man. I remember Billie Jean for sure.
Yeah.
Reed, what's coming up on the show with you and Jay Milne?
We are going to talk about Jeff Skinner, about Victor Arvidsson, about whether or not goaltenders should have to serve their own penalties.
I just want goaltenders like Binnington to have to answer the bell once in a while. You want to do that? You want to hit a guy in the back of the head? Let them go. But they always get protected by the linesmen jump in and all their teammates. You want to act like that? Fake tough guy?
Right.
Sorry, you deserve a shot in the head. And I'm glad you're bringing up Arvidsson and Skinner because they're turning into the players that we all thought they signed on July 1st, which is great to see.
I think that's good. And Randy Hahn, Edmonton native, play-by-play voice for the San Jose Sharks, will hop on as well.
What a game last night. Celebrini hat trick.
Yeah, 8-7. I don't wonder how many 8-7 games Randy has called.
That's crazy. Reed, thank you so much for taking the time to join me. Reed Wilkins, Jay Milne coming up from 3 to 6. We're back after the break. Here's Koob Sports Update.
Colorado hosts Vancouver with Avs superstar Nathan McKinnon taking the day off to rest an undisclosed injury. Around the league, Utah hosts Nashville. The Ducks and Kings have a date. The Caps and Hurricanes duke it out while Buffalo hits the ice in Columbus on a 10-game NHL slate. And the lone contest in the WHL playoffs has Game 1 between the Hitmen and Hurricanes going down in Round 2. That one shakes down in Calgary. In baseball, the Jays eye up a series sweep of the Red Sox to get 4 straight against Boston. Chris Bassett starts for the Jays. They're tied at zeros in the bottom of the second inning right now. And elsewhere, the Brewers and Rockies are locked at 1 apiece in the top of the 7th inning. On the court, there's 5 games. Cavs and Pacers tip off. The Knicks and Pistons go toe-to-toe as Memphis welcomes in Minnesota. In England's Justin Rose holds first place at Augusta National at 6 under through 14 holes played, while at the end of his opening round, Canadian Corey Connors is tied at second at 4 under par. The final segment of EST Afternoons brings us back after a brief break. I'm Zach Koob Kubusch, keeping you up to date.
The Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne.
The Oilers are cutting it a little too close by saying we won't rush these guys. They need points to clinch. Why not clinch and then say, okay, take the last 3 games of the regular season off?
And the longer this goes on, the more speculation there will be as to what is exactly ailing Matthias Ekholm. Take care of business. Wrap it up like a bow tie and sit him out.
The Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne, weekday afternoon 3 to 6, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
The River Cree Resort and Casino presents Bump and Grind Rewind, May 16th, featuring Drew Hill. With Cisco and Genuine, plus DJ Hartman B. Bump and Grind Rewind. Friday, May 16th at the River Cree Resort and Casino. Get your tickets now at rivercreeresort.com.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
Play more tables and games. Play more tables and games. Make the most of your bad game. Oh, you want to, you need to, you know just what you gotta do. It's time to add some fun to your life. Make the most of your bad game. Play more tables and games. PlayMoreGames.ca.
.249, final segment here on EST Afternoons, 3 o'clock. Reid Wilkins, Jay Milne from 3 to 6 tomorrow, full day, 6 to 6. Matthew Wanek will be on EST Afternoons with Zach Kubusch. And then Koob's going to take over and join Tom Gazzola for the remaining 4 games of the regular season on the pre- and post-game show. So make sure to give Koob a lot of love. Nasty chat, River Korean Box, 780-218-99. It's time to give away 2 hours. Do you want 2 free hours at Gimme Virtual Golf just ahead of the golf season? The ranch opens on Tuesday. It's located on 108 46 170th Street, literally a block from us.
I wish I could win the free golf. I need it.
Mate, you got to know the answer to the trivia. Here we go. Here it is. You got to text this in, not on the nasty chat. Text this in. Text in the name of the 36-year-old Masters rookie from Puerto Rico. Once again, text in the name of the 36-year-old Masters rookie from Puerto Rico. And one of you with the correct answer will get 2 free hours at Gimme Virtual Golf. So you can work on your game to hit the courses once the weather gets a lot better here. Like I said, Murray, let us know. The ranch will open on Tuesday. So, yeah, all you have to do, I'll get your info, and then all you have to do is call, give me Virtual Golf, set up your time, and then you're off and running. So,
well, you and Gager went there that one time, right? Like, how was that? That was great, right?
Oh, it was great. It was, I suck so bad that it's frustrating for me. So, like, I couldn't even hit the ball, man.
Hey, Hernan, maybe me and you go, and I'll teach you a little something, okay?
Oh, look at this guy. He's an expert now. When's the next video?
That's a great question. Yeah, I saw a couple of those chats in the nasty chat. I'm working on one right now. I'll have another meeting here soon with Cam Martins, who is the golf professional who's teaching me. I'm under his tutelage. I hit the range a few days back. I actually tried to go yesterday. And, the place that I went to on Google, it says that they're open until 8. I showed up at like 7:30.
And they were closed.
And I saw people swinging balls. I'm like, there's not a lot of people here. So I go try and go into the pro shop, and it's locked. So I just wasted time. Hernan, I wasted time. But
where do you live? Southside?
Yeah.
There's a lot of driving range out there. Yeah.
Some inside ones.
Good for you, though, man, to improve on your game. And, I can't wait for the EST Classic. Maddie already told me, I need you for something because I know you're not golfing, which is true. I think Maddie, Eric, and I don't golf. I know Joaquin's going to be very upset because he's like, you're going to play with me. And I'm like, no. Like, I'll just frustrate everybody because I'm not even kidding when I say this. Like, I can't hit the ball. And if I do, it's just like a very weak slap shot that doesn't leave the...
That's like me,
doesn't leave...
You got a grounder?
Yeah,
a worm burner or whatever they call it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly like my shots were, man. Yeah. It's fine. I understand it though. I'm not going to pick on you for that, but
yes, F1 this weekend. Get your lineups in. It's going to be another great race. We also got IndyCar, which is going to be great. They took too much time off, and I've been seeing a lot of IndyCar fans complaining about it, that they always miss the opportunity to continue to grow the IndyCar after the split and all that. Because they miss out. They take too much time off in between races. So, I'm excited. I'll be in Mexico. I don't know if I'll be tuning into that. But
it's at a normal time here. So, Gager can't spoil it.
That's why I like Indy, because it's all normal times, right? Like, Gager might spoil it, though. So
in Bahrain.
Joaquin is back next week. He'll be with Koob and Matthew Wanek, as they'll take you right up until Good Friday, which is an off day for EST. So next year, 4 days of coverage here. Programming is the proper word I'm looking for. A lot of correct answers on the trivia question. Name the 36-year-old Masters rookie from Puerto Rico. One of you I'll be contacting here very shortly after the show, and you'll get 2 hours at Gimme Virtual Golf. Well, it's been a slice. It's been fun. I'll be heading to Mexico tomorrow. Should be fun.
We're gonna miss you, man.
I should have some tequilas and hopefully some micheladas by this time tomorrow. Hopefully, Let's
have at least a couple darts in you.
This is my first vacation in a very long time.
Yeah, no, it's good to take time off and before playoffs get ramped up, right for all those pre and post games. You're gonna be working hard.
We kind of planned it perfectly to be back just before the playoffs and kind of take some time off, refresh the mind, refresh the soul, get some sun, get in that ocean water.
Right.
So it's going to be great.
Now, do you have those movies or shows that you're going to be watching on the plane there?
Deciding tonight what I'm going to download on Netflix and Apple and see what I'm going to have. I'm also going to have my book too, so I'll read, and then hopefully I can sleep a bit. You guys know I don't like flying. It's very hard for me to sleep on the plane, but I'll do my best. I might have a few. I'm not gonna lie. I might have a few morning beverages at the airport while we wait. So it should be good. So who's covering pre and post? Penner's Pancakes. I just said that. Don't you listen, Koob? It's gonna be Tom Zola, Koob, Matt Cassian. Sometimes it's gonna be Sean Bell. Sometimes it's gonna be Joaquin Gage. So make sure you give some love. I don't know if Koob's gonna bring the heat, but he'll bring the rap.
Ooh, no. I like that. Yeah, I'll wrap it up in a nice bow tie. I don't think I'm going to be laying down any beats or anything tracks like that, but I might have to come up with a number. There was a haiku. Did you hear that from Cass? He said a haiku on Two Guys in a Goal.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
That one's pretty good. I like
haiku. That. What is that? 474 or 737 or
something like that.
Syllables?
Reed's probably the expert at that because he gets people to. Someone send in a limerick to the morning show and the boys refuse to read it because that's Reed's show shtick.
Right? Yeah, there will probably be a couple today.
I respect that. I beat Dusty at Tech Mode today, so make sure to rub it in tomorrow morning. Just ask him what the score was. Just ask him what happened. Big Uke, Penner's Pancakes, Michi R, Mex Bezuzu, everybody. Thank you for wishing me a great vacation. We'll see you guys soon. Matty Wanek, Koob tomorrow. Keep it locked on Edmonton Sports Talk. Reed Wilkins, J Milne coming up. For Koob, I'm Hernan. Chowders.